Wayne and I had been married probably for about, I don't know, maybe 10 years or so, and he was working a lot of hours. I was here with the kids, having to take them here and there and work full time, and by the time he'd get home, my day was really done. Had no energy. He was done. He had been working all day. So it's kind of like we were just going through the motions of life without really making each other a priority. And as time went by doing that, each of us probably developed hard feelings toward each other, almost bitterness. This isn't the way it's supposed to be. It was very difficult.
I guess it got to a point where I was just working, coming home, just a normal daily routine. And I got to a point where I didn't care. I just worked and didn't feel like, I meant anything.
When you don't feel valued by your spouse, either end, it leads to a point of separation, and distance just becomes greater and greater.
I guess over the time of me working, I was working a lot of hours. My wife, she got fed up with it and, asked me to leave. So
it just continually got worse, and I was just like, fine, just leave, and really that was kind of like my plea, my cry for help, don't really leave, stay and make this work, fight for me, pretend, really have those feelings for me, and treat me special. I want to be treated like that princess. And all the while, I wasn't treating him like the king he is either. And so he left.
I didn't say, okay, I want to stay. I just up and left. And at that point, that was when I really didn't care anymore.
The kids were crying and sobbing, and it was just, at first I was like, okay, this is not real. It didn't feel real to me. I was like, okay, he's gonna come back tonight. I just didn't see it as a real thing.
I did end up coming back home and tried to work things out. I wanted to work things out and make things better, but I really wasn't home. I was physically home, but not mentally home. And I was still seeing that other woman.
Maybe a week or two after he was home, I just knew something wasn't right.
Just tried to bury everything that was going on. And then one day it all surfaced. Wife came home one day. I guess she was having a bad feeling or feeling about something. And, she walked in the house, and I was talking to the other woman on the phone and watching porn. And at that moment, I had a feeling I was going to lose everything.
I walked in, and I'm seeing this after I'm thinking in my mind that he's committed to being with our family again, and found out that he was seeing her all along and living with her, had a house with her.
And I left the house, and I called John Dickerson and wanted to sit down and talk with him. And he gave me a time, and I called my wife back and said, hey, look, I'm going to talk to John. I would like for you to be there. There's some things I need to say.
So when it came out, of course it's devastating, but at the same time it was freeing, because it was like at that point, I knew everything. I knew where he'd been. I knew the things he had been doing. So it was just a weight was gone. And I remember him going to John, and when he said he was going to John on his own, it was not something I had coerced him to do or asked him to do. It was something he did on his own. I remember thinking, God, this is different.
My wife was there talked to John, and we decided that we were going to stay together and let God work our marriage out.
I said, okay, God, I truly feel your hand in this. And so we walked out of John's office, and I noticed an immense change in Wayne. Please go to God. Allow him to really work through this situation. Give him a chance, because when you do, it gives you so much hope, and it really puts things in the right perspective. And not only will he put it back together, but even immensely better than it had ever been before. And it is definitely true that he will restore everything that was taken from you. Once you are able to really put him first, he'll deal with you, and he'll deal with your situation. Just give it over to him. Don't try and control it yourself. Give it to him.